Hello students, our today's topic is very important topic. It's regarding how we can decide mechanism of a reaction. We will compare four type of mechanism SN1, SN2, E1 and E2. Means how you can decide whether your product formation will be through SN1 or SN2 or E1 or E2, because we all know that substitution reaction mechanism and elimination reaction mechanism always compete to each other. So we can say when a reactant gets converted into product, then this reactant gets converted into product through a particular mechanism. If mechanism is different, there may be different product. So we have to focus which mechanism is followed by this reactant. Mechanism of a reaction depend on a lot of factors. For example, which is the solvent, which one is the substrate, which one is the attacking species, a number of factors. Now we have to focus on four type of reactions. First is substitution reaction. There are two type of substitution: SN1 nucleophilic unimolecular nucleophilic substitution and SN2 bimolecular nucleophilic substitution, and elimination E1 and E2 mechanism. We all know these mechanism compete to each other. Now we have to focus on a reaction. For example, we have this substrate and we are reacting it with ethanol. Means we are doing solvolysis of this substrate. So now our product would be like that. That is our product. But if same reactant, if we react with C2H5OH and we heat our system, we heat our substrate, then what is the effect of this heating? Our product would be changed. Means our major product would be like that. Now we can understand that this reaction is substitution reaction and this reaction is elimination reaction, because in elimination reaction this Cl is eliminating with H and here we are getting double bond, and in substitution reaction this OC2H5 minus is acting as a nucleophile. Means we can say here C2H5O minus is acting as a nucleophile and here C2H5O minus is acting as a base. So how we can decide where elimination reaction would be performed and where substitution reaction would be performed? Let's see. There are some governing factors. For example, if we are talking about SN1 mechanism, what are the governing factors of SN1 mechanism? For SN1 mechanism, our substrate may be 3 degree or 2 degree or benzylic or allylic. Substrate should not 1 degree. Means 1 degree substrate cannot show SN1 mechanism. Only in one condition it can show SN1 mechanism, if beta carbon is 3 degree or 4 degree. Otherwise 2 degree or 3 degree substrate or benzylic, allylic substrate can show SN1 mechanism. Next governing factor for SN1 mechanism is stability of carbocation. Stability of carbocation means any factor which stabilize our carbocation, then SN1 mechanism would perform. Next governing factor is polar protic solvent. Our polar protic solvent also show that is SN1 mechanism. And then there is nucleophile. That nucleophile is weak nucleophile. if we have weak nucleophile, now weak nucleophile like H2O, C2H5OH, these type of nucleophile means there should not be any negatively charged nucleophile, because if we compare neutral nucleophile and negatively charged nucleophile, then your neutral nucleophile are weak. There are other some factors which decide strength of nucleophile. We have a separate video for that, to compare the nucleophilicity of different type of nucleophile. So these factors govern our SN1 mechanism. Clear? If moist Ag2O is taken, then it also show SN1 mechanism. Second nucleophilic substitution reaction, second mechanism in nucleophilic substitution reaction, that is SN2 mechanism. So we all know SN2 mechanism is bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. It is a single step reaction and there is transition state is formed. So there is governing factor is steric hindrance, less steric hindrance, means our substrate should not be sterically hindered. Next is 1 degree methyl, 1 degree substrate. These type of substrate show SN2 mechanism. And if we talking about solvent, then polar aprotic solvent. Polar aprotic solvent, for example DMSO, DMF, this type of solvent also dominate that SN2 mechanism, or product would form through SN2 mechanism in these type of solvents. Then what about nucleophile? Strong nucleophile. Strong nucleophile means our nucleophile should be strong, like negatively charged, CN negative, I negative, correct, Br negative, this type of nucleophile, OH negative, this type of strong nucleophile always favor SN2 mechanism. Clear? Now we are talking about E1 and E2 mechanism. Which factors decide E1 and E2 mechanism? E1 mechanism. E1 means unimolecular elimination reaction. Now we have to compare E1 with SN1. E1 with SN1. Clear? E1 with SN1. So there are some factors which decide our reaction should be E1. If we are taking weak base, then it is E1 mechanism. As well as if we are taking high temperature, if our reaction is carried out on high temperature, then it also our product should be also according to E1 mechanism. As well as we can say if there is the dehydration of alcohol, acidic dehydration, that reaction is always E1. Suppose we are performing this reaction, that is OH, and we are heating it in the presence of H plus, then what happen? First of all, this oxygen atom will give its lone pair of electron to this H plus ion, and there is formation of positively charged oxygen atom. And we all know if any electronegative atom carries positive charge, then this species is almost very unstable. That's why what happen, this bond would be broken and we will get a carbocation. So why we are talking that E1 should be compared with SN1? Because in SN1 mechanism there is formation of carbocation, as well as in E1 mechanism there is also formation of carbocation. So there is formation of carbocation. Now what happened, from beta position, that H is abstracted as H plus ion from conjugated base of that acid. Conjugated base means HSO4 negative. These are weak base. Or OH negative ion of water, that is also weak base, that will abstract these H as a H plus. And there is formation of double bond. There is formation of double bond and our product would be formed. So always dehydration of alcohol will perform through E1 mechanism, and the most important factor for any of elimination reaction, that our substrate should be 3 degree. Means if our substrate is 3 degree, then it can give your product through elimination reaction, or 2 degree, 3 degree or 2 degree also give your product through E1 mechanism or any of elimination reaction. So these are some factors. Other type of reactions which perform through E1 mechanism, that is a solvolysis. Solvolysis with high temperature, with heating. So in our second example, when we heat it with C2H5OH, means ethanolysis, we are heating it with ethanolysis. Suppose if we are taking only C2H5, then our product should be formed through SN1 mechanism. But if we are taking C2H5OH with heat, then our product should be through E1 and our product should be alkene. Clear? If we are taking plain C2H5OH, plain C2H5OH, means we are not heating the substrate, then there is elimination reaction and our product is OC2H5. So that is the reactions means through SN1, and that is through E1 mechanism. So these are the some reactions through E1 mechanism. Now if we are talking about if we are talking about E2 mechanism, then we have to compare E2 with SN2 mechanism. Why? Because in SN2 mechanism there is formation of transition state, as well as E2 mechanism there is formation of a transition state. No carbocation is formed in SN2, no carbocation is formed in E2. SN2 is also one single step mechanism, E2 is also single step mechanism. So we can compare E2 with SN2. Now which are the factors which governing E2 mechanism? So there are most important factor, that is if we are taking strong base. Now what are the strong base? That is a sterically hindered base. Sterically hindered base means like tertiary butoxide. If we are talking about tertiary butoxide, or if we are talking about alcoholic KOH, or if we are taking alkoxide ion in the presence of alcohol, then we also get our product through E2 mechanism. NaNH2 we can also take, that is also strong base. NaNH2 produce, soda might produce NH2 negative ion. That is very good base, because it readily acquired H plus ion and gets converted into ammonia, and our equilibrium should be shifted towards ammonia, because ammonia is a stable product. So NH2 also very fast acquire H plus ion. So NH2 negative are also good base. So if we are talking about strong base, then there is our mechanism would be according to E2 mechanism. We have to perform E2 mechanism. There is no role of temperature, almost no role of temperature. If temperature is there, then it's good, but temperature not plays significant role in E2, correct? But in E1, temperature play a very significant role. So we have to know, there are one keyword we have to use, alcohol. Basically, if we are taking alcohol, then reaction would be through elimination. Either we are taking alcoholic KOH, or we are taking C2H5OH with heat. So high temperature, that is also a governing factor for overall elimination reaction. Means our substrate, if 3 degree and there is temperature, high temperature, that is also two governing factor which perform our reaction through elimination reaction. Means if there are 3 degree substrate as well as heating we are doing, then our product would not be according to nucleophilic substitution reaction. Our product would be according to elimination reaction. So these are some factors, students, according to which we can decide which reaction we have to perform, which mechanism we have to perform. Always remember, there is competition between E1 and S1, as well as there is competition between E2 and SN2. There are different factors. You have to remember these factors to decide mechanism of reaction. Thank you. And guys, if you want to watch more videos, then like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you.